Warning, this podcast contains Pee Wee Herman. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Gotham, Season 2, Episode 15, Mad Grey Dawn. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, John.
Hello.
Hello. And my co-host, Nikki.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
I just noticed before we went live, I got kind of like a penguin thing going on over here.
Had to correct that.
Yeah. I don't know. I gotta get some gel and really do it up one day. I'll do it for the finale. How about that?
That sounds good.
That sounds fair.
The finale, I will penguin it up. Maybe I'll even get some clay and like point out my nose and everything, like beak it out and everything.
Oh God.
It'll be great. So, what do you guys think of this episode?
It was really weird.
It was.
Like, it didn't end where I thought it should have ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what had confused me the first time I had watched just kind of the end of it again briefly, I didn't realize that there was a 4-week flash forward, like a time jump. So that's what really got me. That's what seemed so weird. It was like, because I'm watching it and I was kind of like talking and stuff like during it and wasn't paying complete attention, and then it's like, wait, Bruce, why is your eye healed? Like, what just what? And
okay.
Yeah, so 4-week break. Or
Yeah.
4-week, not 4-week break.
Time skip.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we get to see the Riddler like really Riddler it out now finally for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, what would you guys think about that whole scheme of Nigma's?
Gordon is gonna hang him up to dry when he finds out that it's been him the whole time and got him into big shit.
If he finds out.
If
Yeah.
he finds out.
If that's big
Harvey's
if.
going to find out, if anyone is.
Okay.
I mean, Nigma's not gonna be so stupid as to leave his name all in a row, like on a document, you know, like he did last time to Kristen, and she's like, "What? Why does it spell out Nigma on the side here?" He's gotten over the baby games. He's moved up to the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
That crowbar thing was genius. I mean, that was...
What do you call a flock of crows at a tavern?
No, it's a flock of blackbirds at a tavern.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a crowbar.
I just about died when I heard that.
Oh, I was like, yeah, all right. That one.
No, it was bad. It was really bad.
Oh, it was terrible, but I loved it. Well, no, but I mean, like, the way he set it up was just like, dude, he is good. I mean, he kind of said as much to the Penguin. He's like, look, I'm kind of embracing this right now, so
Yeah.
you're freaking me out. You need to go.
And it was interesting because he framed Jim for the murder of Gallivan, though it wasn't a frame
He didn't
job.
actually frame him. Yeah,
He did
Yeah,
frame
actually.
him. He framed him, but not
Didn't have
framed him. It's weird. He framed him, but he didn't frame him. You know?
Like, I don't think he had to. I think he would have wound up in jail if he did nothing.
No, because they closed the case. The case has been closed.
That's what they were saying. They reopened it.
Well,
Because
Yeah, but Riddler was the one that reopened it.
right.
Yeah, he's the one who got the dude to sign.
Yeah.
You saw the cop that the Riddler, that Enigma, like,
Right, yeah,
hit
he
with the
didn't know
crowbar.
what to sign.
You signed, yeah, he signed a blank sheet that, you know, so through the whole process of it, we find out that Enigma's the one that reopened it. He got the information from Penguin when Penguin was staying with him, you know, so it was just like this masterful, ingenious plan by Enigma, like crowbar and all. Like, you saw like the way he framed that up at Union Station.
I mean, it was, and it was, you know, this is kind of cool because, like, we really have our Riddler now.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know?
as much shit as we gave him in the very beginning, it's kind of interesting to see how he's grown.
Yeah, and it's even more interesting because he's a character that's been there from the beginning.
Mhm.
It's not just like, oh, he just showed up and is causing mayhem. Like,
Yeah.
we got to watch the progression of this over a little more than 2.5 seasons now. You know, because I think there was 2 episodes out of the entire show so far that he had not been in any capacity.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I could only actually recall one. I'm saying 2 as a buffer, but yeah. I think there was 1 in season 1 and 1 in season 2, actually. So.
Maybe. Yeah. And but they always found a way to kind of shove him in, like just a quick scene here or there,
Yeah.
just to crack a joke or a riddle or something, and then walk away awkwardly.
Picking stuff out of his spaghetti randomly. It's like, why is this scene here? Why?
Just so you don't forget about him.
Yeah.
But
Right.
he actually had a real riddle this time, and I was kind of disappointed at the ease of which Gordon solved it. You know, like the names and the street and obviously the painting missing meant, you know, train bombing. They knew that that's what the picture was painted, but for him to decipher
Yeah.
what street and everything was, I don't know, it happened a little too quick for
It
my
was
liking.
it was a little too easy.
Yeah.
I think.
I
that
think
Jim
that's the
figured
point,
it out.
though.
Could be.
Enigma wanted him to be there at that time to get the crowbar, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it really wasn't more about the riddles, I guess. It was more about setting Jimbo up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just leaving a nice trail of breadcrumbs for him to follow.
Enigma being in the right place at the right time was able to manipulate all the evidence and stuff, change the papers out that Harvey read, and you know, and everything. It was masterfully done. And Enigma, I must applaud you for all the shit that I've given you.
Now wait, Barbara's gonna start doing some good things, and then we're gonna be like, what? And we're gonna have
No, that won't
and...
happen.
We'll get
Don't
to
say that.
we'll
Don't
get
say
to
that.
Barbara in a
It
little
might.
bit. We'll get to her in a little bit. But we get to see, you know, like I mentioned, the Penguin went to go see Riddler. Him and Enigma, you know, they talk it out, and just kind of sent him away. Penguin also went to go visit Butch, and kind of got the same treatment. So.
Yeah. I mean, that went about as well as it could have,
Yeah.
all things considered.
I like their form of punishment.
Just tar and feather.
It
I mean, it's classic.
Yeah.
is a classic. I expected it of Kevin McAllister, but
I mean, it's funny because like he's putting himself on everybody's radar and like, hey, I'm free and I'm happy. It's like, good.
Like,
What's
old
going
friend? Old friend, you brainwashed me. You know, so.
You know, a little bit of brainwashing here, a little bit of murdering your brother here and there, and you know,
All's forgiven.
it's all good. I
But
mean,
apparently him and Butch are square now, so.
yeah. And seemingly he's not causing any trouble yet.
Mm-mm.
So just enjoy the cupcake he brought. Let's move on.
Butch's nephew, on the other hand.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, Selena and Bruce going to try to rob him. Seemed like a good plan. They seemed to have it all figured out. They had an inside man, inside girl plant on the job.
What?
Ivy?
She was planted, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
She was planted.
Yeah, she had a plan. Just rolling with that one.
That just happened. Yeah, I don't know. She's growing all kinds of crazy magic mushrooms.
Yeah, she's already a professional little botanist.
Yeah, this mushroom will give you strength. This mushroom will make you hallucinate. This one will make you go to sleep. Like, She's got all kinds of crazy mushrooms out there. And they use that to their advantage, try to rob the place, make the guy convinced that he's dreaming while they're, close your eyes and you can fly, just give us the coffee cup. That's kind of exactly how mushrooms work, but...
Yeah.
Really? I wouldn't know.
Yeah. And that's when Butch's nephew comes in, and he's none too pleased. Apparently him and Selena have history. But Bruce just doesn't know when to shut his mouth.
No, he didn't. And he got the shit kicked out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have that little moment of Alfred's voice in the back of his head when Alfred was telling him, just you gotta outlast them. The bigger guys, just outlast them. They'll weaken themselves.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So.
I like seeing Ivy again though. That was nice.
Yeah. No, I actually had forgotten about Ivy until.
Me too.
Her. Yeah.
Completely.
So I think that was their intention. It's just like, we'll squeeze her in when we can, just to let you know she's still around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
She's definitely grown a lot since the first time we seen her.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like she's 4 years older, but she's not really.
Yeah. Well, we did see the 4-week jump at the end of the episode, so I feel like they're going to have to keep doing more time jumps, especially working with children, a lot of them. Like Selena, Bruce, Ivy. That's 3 kids that they have to kind of keep track of and make sure they don't outgrow the show.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to keep time jumps ready to be moving. So.
Yeah, and I think it's okay because, I feel like this show could definitely spin its wheels if it stays in the same time frame too much. So I think that's totally, it's good for the writing as well.
Yeah.
So.
But, so mentioned at the very beginning of the podcast, Pee Wee Herman is in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
Elijah Vandal was the character. Played by Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman. Playing what appears to be Penguin's father.
Yes.
He just seemed a little weird to me. And not Pee Wee weird, just weird.
Weird.
Like,
Well, I mean, his mom wasn't exactly the most normal person either, so
that's true.
he seemed more normal, for sure.
Yeah, but it's just like the way he reacted to finding out how old Oswald was, and like, you're my son. It was just like that whole, like, while they were standing at the cemetery, almost seemed like he was saying that to make it up almost.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I got like a vibe. I'm like, is this what Hugo Strange is talking about? Like, is it like what's he doing?
Mm.
What's going on here? Like, I don't know. I think not as all as it seems. Like the whole scene with the family was so goddamn awkward.
Yeah, and as Lee Silver points out in chat, he Paul Rubens also played Penguin's dad in Batman Returns. Yeah, so he kind of reprised the role. But here on Gotham, he's known as Elijah Vandal, where on Batman Returns, he was known as Tucker Cobblepot. So, there's no consistency between the two, the movie. So it's not like reprising the role, but it's more of a reimagining of the role.
Gotcha.
So it was still good to see him again, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, I just got through watching Pee-wee's Big Holiday on Netflix, the movie or whatever. The movie's fantastic, first and foremost. It's an absolute gem. And seeing him play Pee-wee, who looks so incredibly young, and he still really looks like Pee-wee in that movie. Like, doesn't have like age lines or anything, so it's either he's aged well and they use makeup to make him look old in Gotham here, or he hasn't aged well, and they used an excruciating amount of makeup to make him look young in Pee-wee's Herman, in Pee-wee's Grand Adventure or Great Adventure, whatever. But I watched a interview with him. He doesn't look that incredibly old, so he's somewhere, obviously in the middle of both of those characters. So, clearly they use makeup in both cases, but he really hasn't aged very much from his Pee-wee days 20 plus years ago. Pee-wee's Playhouse aired in '86, I think, is when it first hit the air. So for him to be playing a character that he created in 1986 in a movie, whatever, it's just, I don't know, it's incredible. It blew me away. And if it wasn't for the fact for us going into this episode knowing that was Paul Rubens, I never would have knew that was Pee-wee Herman.
Yeah, I had a hard time, reconciling that in my mind, that that's the same actor.
Yeah.
I was like, are you sure you're not someone else?
Yeah. No, he's played darker characters. I forget what movie it was. He played a cocaine addict or...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wasn't pointing to his versatility as an actor. I'm just saying, just seeing him physically, it's like...
Wasn't he a villain also in a Star Trek Generation, kind of one of those
I wouldn't know.
seasons?
I'm not sure. I never watched Star Trek. So... Yeah, but... No, it's only because going into the episode, Cleo in chat says she knew instantly, but, I probably would have been like, he looks familiar and had to, look it up, but, I went into the episode knowing he was going to be in it. If Pee-wee Herman's Netflix movie didn't come out, and then this came out, and nobody said anything to me that this was Paul Rubens, I never would have thought another thing of it, It's just, it was crazy. But, one thing about the family that started really, really weighing at me was, I feel like this is the setup for the Court of Owls.
You keep saying that.
I know, but I went back.
One time you're going to be right.
But because there's been owl motifs and there were, you guys saw the owls what was it, 3 episodes ago with Jim in the, his hearing or whatever. This episode had owl motifs all hidden throughout the house. And there was a picture I was looking at earlier today. I should have saved it. Let me see if I can find it. But the family, here it is. Pull it up right here. Make it bigger. The family here looks very reminiscent to the wife, the son, the daughter, and him.
Yeah.
It is eerily similar, to me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the mom and the sister definitely were skeeved out by the whole situation, or they're planning something. You could tell by their faces and the way they exchanged looks.
Yeah, and if we go with the logic that this is a Hugo Strange plan, because it felt very set up and very disingenuous the whole time. If we follow that logic, that would be why he couldn't talk about it to his assistant, because you don't talk about the Court of Owls to anyone if you're involved in them. You just don't do it. That's the worst thing you can do.
Right.
So that actually, I think, does make a lot of sense. Funny enough.
Yeah. Because he was kind of talking about the family business and, all this stuff, and they paid off Mrs. Cobblepot, to have her be set, and everything like that. And I don't know, there was owl motifs in the door frames and stuff when they walked into the house. There was owl settings in the wood, carved in the wood, and then the bathtub that Penguin was taking a bath in had owl eyes, windows, and then the tub itself kind of made up the beak of the owl. It was just there's some crazy owl motifs going in there, and that's kind of been the theme. And the one of the writers or the producers or something of Gotham going into this season had mentioned that the Court of Owls was coming, and just throwing all this stuff into it is just it's getting closer. I feel like this is them this time. Like.
Yeah, this could be it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious what their plans are for right now. What the motive here is, because are they looking to seize control back of Gotham in some way, or are they just like gonna just plant their seeds right now? Like I don't know. Do they want the Penguin back in power? Is this going to be like his fall rise again thing?
Right.
Because we know the Penguin's going to be a big deal again. He's not going to be this pacifist ninny for the rest of his life. So, like, that's going to change. I don't know. I just and I guess even if, like, you go even further, like, they did fucking tar and feather his ass on his way in, so he was, like, puffed up like an owl, So I guess you're right. Maybe this could be the one. Look, if they pull the masks out in the next episode, you're getting a phone call. So.
Yeah. They very well could, and I am just going to say right now, I know for a fact Paul Reubens is returning for next episode. So
yes, yeah. We saw him in the preview.
Yeah, anyway, very big possibility.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I mentioned was Gordon's murder trial. It was a 4-week murder trial. I mean, that's what we found out, which they unanimously decided that he was guilty. They gave him the maximum sentence. He's now at Blackgate for 40 years. Lifetime sentence. He's not breaking out of Blackgate, we'll put it that way.
No.
So, everybody jokes Arkham Asylum, that's easy to break out of. Joker's done it how many times? Whatever. Blackgate's a little bit of a different story. Yes, it's been broken out of, but it's not a regular thing. It takes big planning to do.
And not by Jim Gordon.
No.
No.
Also in the 4-week time jump, we see that Lee is very pregnant. She's got a nice belly on her now.
She's gonna have babies soon.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to give up on Jim. She wants to find a way to get him out.
Well, he wants to give up on her, so
right. He's just like, doing. Go, leave, get out of here, have a life. She's like, no, I'm not having your baby watch you grow up behind bars. He's like, but I'm guilty.
And that's what the whole thing is. It's like, are we supposed to feel bad for Jim because, like, he actually fucking killed somebody?
No, I don't.
I don't feel bad, and I'm not even upset that he's in jail. I don't care.
Unless we find out, like, in a weird twist that he didn't actually kill Gallivan. And he wasn't lying this whole time. I
mean, because considering Strange is growing him in a fucking tank, that could be true.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit. Good, you're in jail. You're a really shitty Jim Gordon. What can I say?
I agree. I don't, yes, it's interesting for the story. I like the fact that Jim's in there. That kind of, it puts like a little bit of a Barbara spin on him. It's like, ooh, it kind of makes the character a little interesting. But I don't care if he rots in there. I don't care if he ever gets out. And that's unfortunate because that's not the Jim Gordon we should be, behind. That's not the character we should be following. Like, this show is yes, this season is like wrath or revenge, whatever, of the villains, and the season came in as rise of the villains, but Jim's not a villain, right? We stopped focusing on him, and we're more focusing on, oh, what's the Riddler up to? What's the Penguin up to? Yeah. What's Catwoman up to? Ivy. Like, I don't care that much what Bruce is doing. I really don't give a shit what Jim is doing. Like, this show to me is the villains.
Yeah, and actually, Chrissy's saying in chat, Gordon Mercy killed him so the Penguin didn't torture him. And I get that. I do. But, you don't get to make that kind of call, especially if you're a police officer. You know, you don't
Mm-hmm.
just get to shoot people
Well, it was personal.
execution style. Yeah, and
It was a personal vendetta he had with Galaman too.
right. It had nothing to do with like that he was not a threat. And I mean, granted, he probably should not have been rolling with the Penguin in the goddamn first place. And every time he interacted with the Penguin, I was like, "Fucking stop! Just fucking stop! Solve your problems, you idiot!" And he's just slowly like he's not the Jim Gordon that I wanted him to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think there's any taking any of this back. That's the worst part, is because they irrevocably made him a bad person, and I don't like it. Bruce doesn't seem to like it either. Bruce doesn't believe it, but it's like, well, no, fucking happened, dude.
If Bruce doesn't believe it, it seems like Bruce is gonna play some kind of part into getting Gordon out, and we see in the 4-week flat he's still out on the streets with Selena a month later.
Yeah. So I guess Alfred respected his wishes.
Yeah. So maybe this is what's gonna bring Bruce home to put money into reopening a case for Jim or something.
But I mean, yeah, you can reopen the case, but they're just going to find that he's guilty because he's guilty.
Yeah, but then this could lead into the great detective skills. Now where Bruce is gonna sit there and analyze the case. Well, there's this flaw and this and that. And he's gonna find inconsistencies with the reports.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt about that. But Jim said it himself. Like at the end of the day, like I'm guilty.
Mm-hmm.
He committed a crime. He's gonna go to jail. That's what he would want. What he does want. I don't know. I just don't get like why half the cast is friggin' up in arms and he's in jail. Like Lee, he killed somebody. You're married.
He admitted it to you.
He told you he killed somebody. You're actually also guilty. As a matter of fact, you should be in jail too. But that's beside the point.
And the baby in your belly is guilty too.
It's guilty by association.
Yeah.
Like I know they're like trying to garner sympathy, where it's like, oh my god, he's losing the love of his life. He's losing his life for this child. It's like he made decisions that got him to this point.
Right.
At the point where
Bruce is the only one that has a justified reason for thinking he's innocent.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So.
What
were you saying, Nikki?
At the point where Lee found out that the case was reopened and that he was, being reinvestigated, she acted like she said, "You promised it wouldn't come to this," and it's like.
She's like, I knew we should have ran away when the case was closed. Like,
what?
How is that?
What did you just say?
She's worse than Barbara.
Oh my god.
You know what? Like I said from the very first time we saw Leah's like, I don't like her. She's fishy. She's just weird. I don't like her. That.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
I was like, what are you thinking, you crazy lady? Yes, I know you're pregnant, but still, that is no excuse right now.
Yeah.
What, like,
hormones?
What are you even talking about? Like, what was she talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You said that wasn't a promise he could keep. That's what he's guilty of, is making a promise he couldn't keep.
Yeah.
I guess.
Pretty much.
Like, I promise you I will never die. Okay.
Yeah. And then when the verdict for the trial is being read over the radio, we see back in Arkham, Barbara all of a sudden starts twitching. And when the verdict is read out loud, she wakes up.
Hello, dear.
I just forgot about her.
Just
Even
though
happened.
we saw her like an episode or two ago, just Sleeping Beauty. It was
immediately forgot.
Think Barbara's gonna try to get Jim out? They're gonna run away together?
That would be funny. That would be really funny.
Barbara and Jim get back together and steal Lee's baby and then kill her.
Yeah. No.
No, I think Barbara's gonna be like,
Batman's around.
Yeah.
Barbara will get him out, and then he'll be like, "Later, bitch," and then he'll just zoom out of there,
He's
and
not the
she'll be like,
Flash.
"What?
He's not the Flash. He can't just zoom out.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's Universe 33. He could be anything."
I forgot Gotham is Earth 33. Yeah. So. I'm really excited to see what Barbara's going to be up to coming out of her coma. Like, never in a million. If you asked me last season, if I was going to be if A, you told me Barbara was going to be put into a coma, I would have cheered. And B, you told me, halfway through or more than halfway through the show, she's going to wake up, and would you be excited for it? I'd be no, not at all. But I'm actually really excited for Barbara coming out of her coma. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We did cheer when she went into a coma. We cheered when she fell out the window to go into her coma. So,
I really liked her before that. Like, the whole attitude she had at the beginning of the season, I really, really liked it.
It's true. It was a nice change of pace for her, but still.
See, I'm not excited for Barbara. I'm excited for what Strange is going to do to her. More than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I could care less what her motivations are right now, because it's probably just like, ha, murder. But, or maybe not. I don't know. But I just kind of want to see, like, what Strange is going to mold her into. Because he's really good at that.
See, I'm almost disappointed, and maybe that's not true, because we don't know where Jim went for the 4 weeks he was gone. Barnes told him to go to county. Right? He sent him there, but we don't know if he spent any time in Arkham. During the 4 weeks, we don't know. Because I would like to see Hugo Strange get a hold of Jim for a little bit, and like have Jim realize what the Penguin went through. Because he didn't believe the Penguin when the Penguin was telling him how bad it was there, and the kind of therapy. I would have loved to see Jim go under it. Maybe Jim has gone under it. Maybe that's something they'll reveal, like in a flashback, that Jim spent some time at Arkham. And maybe Hugo's like brainwashing all these people to activate them for something, like a bell will, turn them into psychopathic killers or something. Yeah, who knows? Because he's got plans for the Penguin. We don't know what those are. Maybe now Barbara's going to be included in those plans. Maybe Jim's already included in those plans.
Right.
Maybe that's... I don't know, because he obviously knew the Penguin knew something. But he didn't know the Riddler was going to do this.
Right.
I don't think.
No.
So, I don't...
No, like, I don't necessarily mean he planned for it going into it, but when Gordon showed up, if Gordon showed up there, it's, okay, well, now I have a somewhat respected police officer I could play around with,
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, I really think the only thing we're getting out of Jim is now, he's had to face all the people he's put away. That'll be fun. He's going to be like, you think you're trapped, I'm trapped in here with you, but you're trapped in here with me, bitch. And then kick the shit out of all of them, which will be entertaining. But,
where the hell has Zaz been, by the way?
Yeah.
I hope Gordon runs into Zaz in Blackgate. That'd be great.
That would be funny.
Ooh.
There's got to be some criminals locked up in there that we've seen in the past that we can't recall right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a bunch of no-name guys, but who knows?
Because Zaz showed up at the beginning of the season, didn't he? For like an episode or two, and then he like disappeared.
Yeah, he did some work with the
Penguin,
Penguin,
wasn't he?
Yeah. So.
But I don't know. I just, it sucks because I really like. I keep coming back to this, but I really like Jim Gordon's one of my favorite characters from the comics and the cartoon show and stuff. And God, I don't know.
Even his portrayal in the Batman Begins franchise of Batman movies was, the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Like, it was great. Absolutely great.
Open, man.
Yeah. So.
It's, and this is the thing. So, like, I recently read a comic series called Batman Eternal. It's in the New 52 loop. But, so in that story, without divulging too much, Jim was accused of murdering an unarmed man, basically. But there was ambiguity there. He swore up and down that the man was armed. He saw a man with a gun, and everyone else didn't. So there was like okay, is he crazy, or did this, like, was he set up? Like, what happened? So, like, in that regard, he ended up in Blackgate.
Yep.
Duh. But, like, in that regard, at least it was, like, ambiguous, and there was a mystery to solve, and there was like okay, well, what happened to him? This is not that, and if it was that, I would be okay with it. Like, if, like, there was a second shooter on the hilltop that sniped Galavan with an
grassy knoll, man.
Yeah, like,
or Tigress.
Right. If anything else, like, if there was a shadow of a doubt that he was innocent, I think this would be much more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish they would have done that, you know? Or, like, him and Penguin shot at the same time, and who knows whose bullet actually killed him. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Like, I still don't know. I still don't know if he actually killed Galavan. I'm questioning that, me personally.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Galavan may not have died. I'll give you that. But it doesn't matter, because you wanted to kill, like, you shot to kill him.
Yeah.
So, like, we get back it down to attempted manslaughter, I guess.
Right. So, yeah, anyway, next week, the episode is called Prisoners. After Gordon is removed from protective custody, he begins to face new threats and dangers inside prison walls. In order to survive, he must rely on a new friend, as well as Bullock and other outside help. Meanwhile, Penguin grows closer to his father, while his stepmother and step-siblings move forward with their own plans for the family.
His stepsister tries to bang him. It's weird.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Was that in the preview?
Yeah, huh?
Oh, God.
She was ravaging him on a bed.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Look forward to that.
Well, anything else you guys want to cover?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm scarred now, and I have nothing else to say.
Oh, that Bruce is actually living with Selena.
Mm-hmm.
They're cohabitating.
They are.
And it's adorable.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah. It is adorable.
It's much better.
Selena's stitching his eye up, and
yeah, it's actually kind of nice.
It healed really well.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a month went by.
It is. See, like I said, the first time I watched it, I didn't realize a month went by. It's like he's got one scene where he's like so swollen he can't even open his eye properly, and then I was like thinking it was like 5 minutes later, I was like, did they cut these scenes like out of order or something? I go, what the hell?
Yeah.
I know. Poison ivy grew sensu beans. It all makes sense.
Sensu beans, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So I think that about wraps it up. John, where can the people find you?
You can find me probably watching Daredevil at No More on Twitter.
Excellent. Nikki, where can the people find you?
You can probably find me watching Daredevil as well on Twitter at LadyFM24, LADYVENOM24.
Can people live stream, tune in to you on Twitter to watch you watch Daredevil?
I'll be live tweeting all the spoilers.
They can just watch you watch it. Like they don't get to watch it. They just watch you watch it. It's your reaction videos. Anyway, you can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM.
I'm gonna blue balls you real hard on this one.
You can also find us and more, all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, Space, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week, see you in Blackgate.
Oh, I'm sorry, not blue balls. I like to call it the Murdoch special.
Oh jeez.
I don't know. I'm a little foggy on that reference.
Ah. Ha 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 ha.